right here. Looks like we're about to start this video. Let's reel this thing in and get this trip going. Y'all, it's still a little bit dark out here, man. This thing's digging. So hopefully you can see right now, but I am on the water here at first light. It's a little after 6, and I'll launch my kayak and come out to the main channel, and I'm anchored down in 28 feet of water right where a creek comes in here to the main channel. Is this a flathead? It is. That's a flathead. That's a nice way to start the morning. It's just a small one, but hey, I'll take that. That one there ate a small piece actually, of gizzard shad. I've got a couple different baits out here today in varying sizes. Let me get him landed here and we'll go over where I'm at and what I'm doing. All right, guys, there he is. Hopefully you can see him there with the low light conditions. He's a darker brown. Just a little old thing, but man, he was a good time. These things fight hard for their size. Let's let him go. Get out of here, buddy. All right, y'all, but anyway, like I was saying, I am set up right here where a creek comes in to the main channel. Kind of a shallower area here. I'm 28 feet deep, but I'm right on the edge of the channel, right where it starts to come up in here. And I've got my bait suspended right here at this creek mouth. So various baits out here today. On my last video there, if you saw it, after the end of that trip, I went and netted me some more shad, and I also had a crappie I'd used for live bait in that trip that didn't get eaten. So I've got him today with me as well. So on this front rod over here, I've got that crappie. It's a 10-inch crappie. I've got the whole bait on there, just got some slits cut in him. Over here, I've got a gizzard shad head. On my back rod over here behind me, I've got a larger body piece of gizzard shad, and that bait there was just a small, just little sliver of body section of the gizzard shad. Just kind of mixing up the cuts, mixing up the sizes, and going with the two different baits that I have. That crappie is the only crappie I got with me, and the rest of my bait is gizzard shad. So if that gets eaten, that's what we're going to go with the rest of the day. But it's first light out here. Looks like it's going to be a cloudy day. Winds are calm and don't really, unfortunately, have any current right now. That's part of fishing the Tennessee River out here during the morning hours in the late spring, summer months, as TVA usually don't start generating until mid-morning. And if you're a long ways away from the dam like I am today, well, the current usually don't get here until after I'm long gone. So I'm just basically taking advantage of fish that are either actively moving up and down this ledge or working in or out of this creek. Because if they're coming either direction here or coming in out of this creek, my baits are right there in their path, and they got to go through them in order to get by. And it's an easy meal sitting there for them. So I'm gonna fish out here today until 11 or noon and put in a few hours, and hopefully we're gonna catch some more fish. All right, let's get us another bait out of here. You can see I got a whole bag of gizzard shad. I'm gonna get a smaller shad here. I'm gonna cut the tail off. What I had done on that last bait is basically just put a small sliver, just about a quarter size section right here. That's a small bait, but that's what that flathead eat. Now my other gizzard shad body section, let's pull out another one. On my other rod, it's basically just a big chunk of a bigger 8-9 inch gizzard shad, like right there. But I got plenty of bait today. We're not going to run out here. I'm going to put this on, and my plan is to sit here a little while at this creek mouth. And if I'm getting bit, great, then I'm going to stay here for the duration of my trip. If I'm not getting bit, I'm probably going to give it an hour or so here and just see what happens right here at first light. And if I'm not getting bit, I'm going to pull anchor and I'm going to start drifting down this ledge, or trolling since I don't have any current, and just trying to cover some water and try to run into some fish. We're here, right here now, we're into the first week of June. Today's June 1st actually when I'm filming this, and so a lot of our fish are on the nest. And so typically in these summer months, I find it best to drift or troll and just cover water and try to put your baits in front of as many fish as possible. So ideally I would like to sit here on this one spot and just stay anchored and let the fish come to me. But if that's not happening, then I'm going to need to pull anchor and just cover water and go until I run into them. But anyway, I am going to give it some time here and just see what happens. But you know, typically this time of the morning here at first light, you get a feeding period, you get some activity. And when you've got a creek over here like I do that's always loaded with shad and other bait fish, it's an easy buffet for them to work up into. This back rod, that little small section of shad has went down again. My larger baits haven't been touched. This is fish number 2 on a quarter-sized piece of shad. This is going to be a small fish right here, though. This is oh, that ain't a channel. It is a channel cat. Well, we don't want to see that today. Let me see these things. I'll pull anchor and get the heck out of here. That is not what we want to see, ever. All right, get out of here, little thing. Boy, he was ornery. You see him try to take my thumb off? He was trying to bite my thumb off on the way out. Them channel cats don't like me no more than I like them. Let's get another bait on there and try to feed something different. All right, I'm gonna cut another shad here. Just cut that tail off. I'm gonna cut me just about a quarter-sized chunk. Throw that head back in there. We'll use that at some point this morning, hopefully. If not, I'll take it with me and use it on the next trip. There it is, another quarter-sized chunk. I'm gonna drop it down. I got that on a Carolina rig. That's what I've got on all my rods. Let my sinker hit bottom, reel down my rod tip to the water there, just under it since I ain't got no current. And now it's sitting there a couple 3 feet off the bottom. You can see here I got my shad in this Ziploc bag, and what I do is I net shad, I put them in a Ziploc, and then I pack that Ziploc bag in ice in my cooler. And doing that, it keeps them cold, keeps them fresh obviously, but it keeps them from getting waterlogged too, because shad are a very soft bait. They tear easily anyway, and if you let them sit in water in your cooler, they get even mushier, if that's a word, real fast. So putting them in a Ziploc bag and then packing that bag in ice, in my opinion, is the way to go. Now, when I use shad for bait, it's within 24 hours to 48 hours max. That's as long as I want to use shad. I don't ever freeze them and use them again, because in my opinion, they get too mushy. They tear off the hook too easily. So it's a fresh bait only for me, and I try to use them up within 24 to 48 hours. Y'all, I'm getting ready to move here in a minute. I'm getting a lot of this, just dinks coming up, hitting my baits, hitting my rods, and then just going back down, just not committing to it. So I think what I'm gonna do is pull anchor, because I've been sitting on this spot here an hour now. Only got those 2 fish, and one of them was a channel cast, so that don't count. But I'm gonna pull anchor and just start trolling along the edge of this ledge down through here and see. I think this rod here got hit too. Yep, it's getting hit. It's one of them. You can see him right there on the graph. He's coming up and hitting. But it's just a small dink blue or channel or whatever. But anyway, I've been getting a lot of that, just small fish, not committing. So I think I'm going to just cover some water down through here this morning and see if I can run into some bigger quality fish. Oh, look what these dinks have done to my crappie. I'd put that whole crappie on and just cut some slits in him there. Had him on a double hook rig, and they've ate half of him. They've ate up to my second hook there. Them dinks have chewed me up this morning. We're gonna get on the move and see if we can find some better quality. Right here, I just started moving. Still here at this creek mouth, and just was getting over here, getting myself repositioned to take off down this ledge, and this rod took off. Finally got one of these things to hook up, man. I've just been pecked and chewed down there all since I got set up out here this morning, and well, it's probably just been fish like this, you know, smaller dink blues, not really. Oh, quit that, man, quit that. Just smaller fish, not really able to hook up, big enough to mess up a bait and take bites out of it, but not really enough to get the hook and the bait. This one here ate that small chunk of shad I had down there, just small blue. That's a third catfish species of the morning though. We got to channel the flathead and the blue now. Put another bait on there and then I'm gonna take off down through here. Right, there we go, next bait, just a small chunk of that shad. Again, I'm just varying my sizes of baits this morning, just mixing it up. Look at my line right here getting hit. Again, you can see him on the graph. People always ask him what fish look like on the graph. You can see that fish come up and he just hit my bait right there. But he didn't hook up with it. Probably just another small fish, but again, people are always asking what do fish look like on the graph, and that's a prime example of what I see there. Now when I'm going down through here, I'm not looking for fish on the graph. What I'm looking at is I'm looking at my navionics. I'm following the contour. I'm on the edge of the channel right here where it starts to come up. For me, seeing fish on the graph is irrelevant. I'm fishing a structure, in this case the main channel river ledge, and so that's what I'm focusing on. I'm going to come across fish down through here because this is the path that they follow up and down river, but me visually seeing fish on the graph doesn't change my approach. It doesn't change how I'm going to fish because I know I'm going to run into them. But that there, hopefully it's an example that, you know, for those of you all are always asking what do fish look like on my graph, there you go. Just moving down. There he goes, hooked up. That's a fighting now. I don't think he's going to be no monster, but I think he's going to be bigger than the others I've got so far. At least those other small fish, they set the bar low for us this morning. Nowhere to go but up. Yeah, it's a little bit bigger dink. We're getting there. That's a slight upgrade. All right, there he is. Not front camera worthy, but he was a worthy opponent on the fight. Get out of here, buddy. He gone. Well, I'm gonna keep making my way down this ledge, covering some water. I'm gonna put me another bait on there. That was one of the larger sections of the gizzard shad body section, so put another one on about the same size and get back to it. Back rod again. Well, he hit it. Yeah, he's still on there. He just swam up and under the kayak. Played a sneak attack on me there, tried to get away. Thought I wouldn't notice. Got him though, another small. It's this time of year. We're in June now. I think with our water temps the way they were, I think a lot of these blues went on the nest there at the full moon last week. The end of May there, so I have to kind of temper my expectations a little bit, but I do want to get something bigger than that today. Back rod, back rod. That one's hooked up, man. I got baits in the floor here. I was just getting ready to switch out my baits because I have had a long break here, y'all. I've went quite a distance with nothing going on, and I thought maybe I just need to switch out my baits. Well, I hooked up here with this one. He is all wrapped up in that line. There he come. And that one there ate a headpiece. I had gotten that bait switched out a while ago. I'd had a midsection on, and the bait got ripped off, so I put a headpiece on, but I just literally just cut this other bait in the floor here and was going to switch out my baits to see if that would improve my calls at all. But I'm still going to go ahead and do that. I was like, there's no way I've covered this much water and ain't come across any fish. There he is. Fish, you were a long time coming. Thanks. He flung that headpiece off there as I was getting hold of him, so we'll put a midsection on here and drop it down, and then I'm going to switch out my other shad pieces and get some fresh bait on. Back rod here again. There we go. There we go, man. Those midsections have been a been the most popular section of bait for me this morning. I've had that crappie up there get munched on, but probably just ain't come across nothing big enough to take the whole bait, but these smaller sections of the shad. Catching some fish. I just keep covering water. I'm moving down this ledge. I've covered quite a bit. Right now I'm in 39 feet, and it's going to continue to drop off as I get further down here. It's going to be about 55 once I get a few hundred more yards down. That's another dink-sized blue. Been that kind of morning thus far. These bites have been few and far in between. It's just been one of them days. Days like this, man. Thankful to get a bite, whatever size it is. Calm it down, fish. Good gracious, calm it down. I'm gonna let you go. Lordy days. Man, he's fired up here at the surface. Get on out here. I bet he got water all over the lens, didn't know. Looks good, but anyway, y'all, I'm just continuing again to cover water down this ledge. We're getting over here now along with some bluff walls, and it's going to start getting a lot deeper. It's going to be about 55 feet here as I continue to progress my own way, or progress my way down through here. And I'm just going to keep lowering my baits down as needed to keep them about 2 to 3 foot off bottom as I make my way along. This back rod got hit. Let's pick it up. I'm only getting a little bit more action as I move my way out here a little deeper. Hopefully the farther I get on down through here, the more the bite will pick up. At least that's what I'm hoping anyway. I don't think this is going to be a very big fish. I'm going to bring him up kind of slow because I'm 45 feet. He's barely fighting. No, I think it's just because he's that small. Hey, it's another bite though. You know, some days you're just happy to get a bite. And right here, when we in the spawn, it's that mindset for me. I just come out hoping to get action. On every year during the spawn, I know I've said it recently, but every year I seem to find some monsters, and this year will probably be no different. Unless I just jinx myself by saying that, there he is. But, you know, just putting the time in. Anytime you got baits in the water, you always got a chance. That's what I'm doing today, just soaking them, putting in the work. Finally got another one here, y'all. Well, that one's a pulling now, look at that. Oh, and he's gone. Dang, man. Y'all, I had a long break between fish. Bet he stole my bait. Sure did. Dang, man. That's frustrating. I'd had another long break here, y'all. I've covered, you know, this whole bluff wall here, and finally getting down here to this next creek, and uh-oh, this rod's getting hit. This one here, he's on there. Let's reel him in. This one here ain't gonna be as big as the other one. The other one felt pretty good. I mean, he was pulling some drag. I don't know why he didn't hook up. I mean, no bigger than that bait was. He should have been able to get it no problem. I don't know what happened. Whatever the last one was, I promise you it was bigger than this one. It's just been a slow morning for me, y'all. I mean, this time of year. Let me get this thing. He's all tangled up in this. There you go. I'm gonna squeeze him a little bit there. I brought him up awful quick. I feel his stomach's hard, so I'm just kind of massaging him. Learn this trick here from Mark Naraki, Deuce's Wild Fishing Charters. The only fishing guide I recommend here in East Tennessee, but he talks about when you bring a fish up too quick, you know, you need to decompress them. And one way to do that is just slowly massage their belly. And that's a lot softer. We'll see if he'll swim back down for us. Yeah, he's gone. He's already back down, so perfect. But no, I was saying, y'all, it's just been a slow morning for me. normally once we get in here to June and the spawn and everything, my mindset kind of switches from targeting big fish exclusively to trying to get numbers of fish, and I start moving more. I start drifting, trolling, and days like today where I don't have current, and just trying to cover water. And usually I can keep myself entertained because I'll find a lot of fish. You know, I'll have rods getting hit all the time, getting doubles and triples, even if they're smaller fish. When you're catching 2 or 3 at a time, it is awesome. It's a lot of fun. But out here today, it has been a sporadic bite. Just a fish here, go a while, a fish there, type thing, and they've all been just bad quality. It's all been small fish out here today. So is it my bait? Is it the timing? Is it the location? Who knows? In reality, it's probably a combination of all of them, but I have gotten some bites out here today, so it's not a complete loss. You know, it's any fish you catch is better than getting skunked, so I'm thankful for the fish I've got. But it's kind of been even at my lowered expectations that I have this time of year, today has not met those expectations. But nevertheless, I'm going to give it probably 30 more minutes maybe at the most, and just kind of work my way along here. I'm going to get past this creek and it starts to really come back up, and just see if I don't get some more kind of staged out here at the entrance of this creek. I kind of want to go back in that creek there. If you've watched some of my recent videos here that were filmed the last few days over the holiday weekend, I was up there in another creek just in the backwaters fishing 3, 4, 5 foot deep, and got some pretty good fish in there. And so I kind of wanted to get out in the main channel because deeper structure is my comfort zone, what I like to do. But maybe I should have been just in another backwater creek. So I'm tempted to come back over here, you know, again soon, because this is a longer creek. It's got some depth to it out here at the mouth of it, but then, you know, goes a ways back in there, and you know, it's 56 feet out here at the mouth of it here where it drops off. So kind of want to hit that area just in the backwaters. But I got a lot of things I want to do, a lot of places I want to hit. They just ain't enough hours in the day, but I'll probably hit it at some point here soon. I sure couldn't have done any worse back up in there as what I've done out here on the main channel today, that's for sure. Back rod, yeah, he's on there. I'm spot locked right here, y'all, where this creek comes in here. So I'm gonna finish up my trip right here, I guess. Let's see if we can get us one more at least. It's gonna be another small. I'm just bringing him up slow. Yep. Another blue kitty. His bubbles blowing right there. He was decompressing on the way, so that's good at least. But another small, tiny blue cat. Where's your big brother at today, blue kitty? Ain't none of them been out here to be found. Not even a fun sizer today. Just the dinks. Well, I think I'm gonna throw in the towel. It's 12 o'clock and I ain't got no optimism that the fishing's gonna get any better here in the next few minutes. I think I'm gonna head on out of here. I've already got packed up, but you know, today's trip, no skunk out here today. But with the fish I've caught, I think the skunk might have been bigger. But anyway, you know, it happens. Just one of them days. So I'll try to do a little better in the next one. Hopefully, if the weather allows, I'll be out tomorrow. We've got some potential for rain and storms tomorrow. So I'm just going to have to basically just get up and check radar in the morning and see how things are looking and make a decision from there. But either way, I'll be back out on the water again soon regardless. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the limited action that there was in this video. I'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching.